Hello, YouTube. Obviously, you know what it's about based on the thumbnail and title. So, I'm gonna assume, obviously, you're okay with anyone, including myself, doing anything like this. Okay, otherwise, why would you have chosen to watch a video like this? Okay, this is me creating my own mythology and not to be taken too serious, right? Um, this is creating my own universe of explaining how the universe came to be, similar to a Greek mythology, a Christian mythology, and I'm gonna be honest. This is all for me. It's a lot of it is poking fun at Christian mythology and God and stuff like that. That's what this is, and so I'm okay with it because I'm an unbeliever. I've always been a non-believer. Okay, that's what this is. Okay, not to be taken too serious. If you're insulted, like I said, why you selected to choose the video, to watch the video in the first place. Um, so let's just get started. It's a little short thing, right? It's not too long. So let's get started. I'm calling this Dez Mythology because Dez Brand here. Um, Before I get started, I forgot to mention, and I wanted to mention that this was not written for me to make a video out of it. This was just me being creative when I was bored once, and I wrote this earlier in the week. I wrote this in the span of like 2 days, and there was very little thought going into it. There was no planning going into it. It just, whatever came to mind, I put there because it doesn't have to make sense. Mythology, just like Christian mythology, doesn't make there's no logic behind it. So a lot of this, there'll be little to no logic behind it. Okay, so let's just get to it. From nothing the universe was created. Then came the stars and the sun, and then the moon. Then the planets came to be. The earth was empty for millions of years. Then the earth created waters. Then oxygen. Then life for plants came to be. Then life in the waters, all different in their own way. The living creatures in the waters multiplied, some big, others small. Animals in the land started forming. Then finally a demon formed, the first man. He lived on earth alone for 30 days. On the 31st day, Asara was created from his blood. Asara was the first woman. On the 61st day, Dragmu was created from the sunlight. From Dragmu, sweat, Pira was created. Adin and Asara birthed two sons, Azdim and Adam. They also birthed a daughter, Ria. Dragmu and Pira birthed two sons, Pimu and Drami. They also birthed a daughter, Gramisen. Adim and Pira had an affair and birthed the first twins, Pies and Skies. Adam died from an illness when he was 22 years old. Isdim and Gramisen birthed four sons, Tridim, Hum, Ru, and Dane. They birthed three daughters, Fur, Maya and Gim. Pimu and Rea birthed 3 sons, Pira, Abu, and Sika. They also birthed 2 daughters, Sikara and Richa. When Drami heard about his mother's affair with Adim, he killed Adim with an axe. Drami had killed the first man. He was sentenced to death and was hung from a tree at 35 years old on the first Monday of October. 20 days after his death, Drami returned to life. He was deemed a god and had powers. With this power, he punished his cheating mother, Pira, by turning her into an year-old baby so she may suffer in life. In fear, Pimu surrendered his wife Ria to his brother Drami. As a reward, Pimu was allowed to live with Drami and Ria in the castle with all their children. Drami and Ria birthed a son, Sim, and a daughter, Peach. As Sim would not surrender his goods to Drami, as punishment, he took Asdim's wife away to rescue his sister Ramisen and ordered Pimu to kill Isden. When Asara died from old age, Ria was not allowed to attend her mother's funeral. Pais, angered with what Drami had done to his parents, challenged Drami to a fight. Drami said if Pais could defeat Pimu, then he would fight Pais. Pais killed Pimu in battle. Pais battled Drami but was killed. When Skies was 6, he named the top of the earth Sky. He also named the ground grass and dirt. He named the creatures of the water fish, and the flying animals he called birds. After Drami killed Pais in battle, he believed his twin brother Skies would seek revenge, so Drami used his power to blind Skies. After 4 days of living blind, Skies killed himself by drowning himself in the river, and he died with the fishes he loved. Ria died of illness, for Gramison died of illness too. Dramu died of old age. Drami gave his oldest nephew Tridine his power, and within 21 days Drami had died. From the dirt, Tridine created 5 beautiful women: Prisa, Beta, Brittany, Jean, and Ashla. Tridine married Jean. Tridine gifted Prisa to his brother Hum, and he gave Ashla to his brother Ru, and he gave Beta to his brother Dane. Tridine also gave Brittany to his cousin Piria. Tridine and Jane birthed 2 sons, Trojan and Jenner, and 2 daughters, Jipa and Tifi. Hum and Prisa birthed 4 sons, Hoopa, Pry, Pum, and Pam, and they had a daughter, Hija. Ru and Ashla birthed 6 sons, Rua, Ashlo, Rura, Ashlee, and Ringo, and they birthed 2 daughters, Shai and Shahi. Dane and Beta birthed 3 sons, Ding, Bing, and Rain. They also birthed 2 daughters, Song and Zeng. Pira and Brittany birthed 6 sons, Meet, Beat, Pete, Red, Six, and Dix. They also birthed two daughters, Judy and Mudry. Tridem's sister asked him to create men for them. So from the dirt, Tridem created Zoo, her Zoo Lord, and Max Tuled. Zood and Fur birthed three sons, Zork, Fork, and Z. They also birthed a daughter, Kibi. Her Zoo Lord and Kim birthed three sons, Hertz, Ki, and Mu. They also birthed a daughter, Lim. Maxlud and Maya birthed four sons, Mex, Mi, Mai, and Milo. Tridem would not create any more men or women for his cousins. Because of this, Sika married his sister Richa. Sika and Richa birthed two sons, Reet and Richtard. They also birthed three daughters, Sita, Hermita, and Hermelia. Sikara was jealous of her cousin Fur and attracted to Fur's husband Zu. Because of this, Sikara poisoned Fur and killed her. After Fur's death, Zu rejected Sikira and married Pira, who had once again grown to adult. Zu and Pira birthed a son, Pizus, and a daughter, Perbli. Kira poisoned and killed Pira out of jealousy. When Zeus still rejected him, he stole the magic box from Tridem and used it to turn Zeus into a lizard. Zeus was the first lizard. When Tridem learned of this, he turned Sekira into a lizard too. From there, more lizards multiplied. Abu tried to battle his cousin Tridem for the power, but Abu was killed. Tridem created a tournament with the winner gaining half of his powers and the other half after his death. During these battles, a few deaths happened unintentionally. Hum killed his brother Ru, Pira killed his brother Sika, and her Lord killed Max Tulit. Overall, the winner was Drami's son Sim when Pira had quit in the finals. With his power, Sim made a husband for his sister Peach. Peach named her man Moglerson. Peach and Moglerson birthed five sons, Sanda, Mon, Tus, Wennes, and Thurs, and two daughters, Saturn and Fry. Sim also made himself a wife he named Tex. Together they birthed two sons, Texas and York. They also birthed two daughters, Florida and Cali. When Tridem died of old age, Sim took off power. Hum challenged Sim for his power, but Sim killed him in battle. Dane wanted to challenge Sim to avenge his brother's death, but Sim did not want to kill him, so he turned Dane into an elephant and created him a female elephant to multiply and teleported them to the other side of the world. Kim was killed and eaten by a shark. Mia slept with his Lord a few times and birthed his son Mit. The Horlord did not want her baby, so Mit had her oldest son Mix killed her Zorlord. When Sim heard about this, he made up 7 rules you can't do or you'll be punished by death. Rule 7. Do not sleep with a dead woman's husband or dead man's wife. Rule 6. Do not birth with a dead woman's husband or dead man's wife. Rule 5. Do not lie to your husband or wife. Rule 4. Do not sleep until marriage. Rule 3. Do not kill unless in the name of your God. Rule 2, do not take what does not belong to you. Rule 1, follow God's leadership. And Sim created 500 gods, both male and females. Each god was assigned to be the ruler of something. Mia was sentenced to death via hanging from a tree, while Max was sentenced to death by beheading. Pyrrha was killed when fighting a bear. Richa caught on disease and died. Prisa asked Beta to kill her so she can be with her husband in the afterlife. Beta killed her. As punishment, Beta was put to death via beheading. Brittany had sexual relationships with two of her sons, Meat and Dix. When Beat found out, he killed Mer and Dix for finding it disgusting, bringing them poison. Beat then took her own life by drinking the same poison. Sim's daughter, Callie, had married Rit and moved east and built her own town, and her land was named California. They had two sons, Diego and San, a daughter, San Francisco. When San and Diego grew up to rule a city, it was named San Diego. When San Francisco grew up to rule a city, it was named San Francisco. Sam's daughter, Florida, headed downward and took a land she named after herself, Florida. She had married Rich Tard and together had sons Orlando and Miami. When Orlando got his town, he named it Orlando. When Miami took his town, he named it Miami. Sim's son York moved to the north and called his land York. York and his wife Hermelia had sons Ron and Chester, and two daughters, Lynn and Brooke. A fire destroyed all of York. Sim gifted his son York all of his power. Within 24 hours, Sim had a heart attack and died. York used his powers to rebuild his land and called it New York. His sons Ron and Chester took part of and named it Rochester. York's daughters Lynn and Brooke took another small part of New York and called it Brooklyn. See what I did there? Sim's sons Texas moved south and named his land after himself, Texas. With his wife Kibi, they had many sons: Dallas, Houston, Laredo, Antonio, and Austin. They had a daughter, Christy. Dallas, Houston, and Laredo, Austin each took a share of the land and named their cities after themselves. Antonio named his city San Antonio. Christy named her city Christie, and after her death it was renamed Corpus Christi. The children of Peach and Moglerson fell ill. When Sanda died, York declared the day will be called Sunday in his honor. When Mon died, York declared the day be called Monday in his honor. When Tooth died, York declared the day be called Tuesday in his honor. When Wednesday died, York declared the day be called Wednesday in his honor. When Thursday died, York declared the day be called Thursday in his honor. When Friday died, York declared the day be called Friday in her honor. And when Saturn died, York declared the day be called Saturday in her honor. And for 500 years, more deaths and more births. That's the end of this verse chapter. Might continue, might not. We'll see. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for the listen. Hope it was at least tiny bit entertaining.